Yes, people. Welcome back to the show. Welcome back to Goonerz Therapy. Welcome back, Dan.
There we are.
Negative
Welcome,
Dan.
people.
Ready for a dose of negativity.
They call it negative and they call me real. Yeah. Sometimes the truth hurts, people. But we're back from the holiday, ready to have a good conversation with positive Dan. Some say deluded Dan, but what can we say? There we go.
Let's touch on the signings, because that's the...
Yeah, because I spoke to you last week and we was going to do one, but you said, you know what, by the time next Thursday hits, we'll have a couple signings probably. I was like, we're not signing nobody.
Here we are with two signings.
Two signings.
Two good backup options.
Let's touch on the first one. Christian Norgard.
Christian Norgard come out of nowhere, came out of the blue.
Was
hardly any links. I think it's a steady signing. It's an adequate replacement for Jorginho. If you look at some of his stats, I think he's first in the Premier League for interceptions.
Yeah. Very aggressive player. From all I know about Norgard, I haven't watched Brentford games or watched him intently, but from what I've seen of him, he does get stuck in.
Yeah,
that's what I can see.
He does, and he's a captain.
And he's the captain as well, so that gives you leadership as well. But am I 100% happy with it? I'm not unhappy with it. What I am unhappy about is Partey leaving, and that's his replacement.
I wouldn't say he's Partey's replacement. I'd say he's Jorginho's replacement. I think Zubimendi's going to replace Partey. And obviously Zubimendi and Partey is probably touch and go over whoever's the better footballer. Yeah. But Zubimendi's obviously younger and in with the new and out with the old. So I think Zubimendi, top teams wanted him. Liverpool wanted him. Real Madrid wanted him. I think it's a real coup from Arsenal and just shows the pulling power that we've got. Arteta's done well.
You know, me,
both Spanish, so I think, you know, Arteta's helped us get that one over the line.
I hope it works out, but with Zubimendi now, like I said, he's never played in the Prem before.
Of course, so yeah. I think that's why they had to go and get a Norgard. So he can, you know, if he's not bedding in, we've got someone that's Prem proven, a captain, played in the Premier League for 5 years, racked up 200 and odd appearances.
I think, what's it called though? For me, Partey is better than both of them. In my humble opinion, Partey is one of the best defensive midfielders in the world.
He's not getting better though, is he? This is the thing though.
Well, last season was one of his best seasons.
He was arguably
very
our
solid.
best midfielder last season.
Arsenal fans were crying when he weren't there for PSG.
Season.
This is why we couldn't do this. This is what, albeit in the second leg, he didn't do too well. But Partey on form is a general. Let's be honest.
Partey on form he's out of this world.
That's what I'm saying. You're saying it last season.
He wasn't always on form. That's the thing.
Yeah, well, I just feel like losing Partey, Zubimendi and Norgard, I'm not too sure if we've gone backwards or forwards. It's going to be proven next season. Like I said, Zubimendi, I'm not a man that sits here and watches Real Sociedad games.
Yeah.
All I hear is, have you seen his game for Spain, international football? This is the Premier League, Zubimendi. Yeah? Are you going to get eaten up? We don't know. Yeah, I hope he does well. We'll see what happens.
But he is a coup, and I think because it was almost finalised last January and it still hasn't been confirmed. We still ain't seen him in the kit.
From what I heard, I've done some research. Well, I heard that basically there's something to do with Spain and their financial season when it finishes and starts basically, and that is in July. So I think that's why they've been waiting. Yeah. So from July, I think it's going to be announced. We'll see. I'm not too sure, but this is what I heard. Because I'm thinking, why hasn't it been announced yet? Yeah. What's going on there? But Norgard, let's go back to Norgard.
I've just got some more stats about him.
Go ahead.
And I was doing some research as well. He's second for recoveries, third for winning the ball, and number one for interception. And also, he's very good on set pieces. Now, we know our threat from set pieces is great going forward, but towards the end of last season, we were abysmal at defending set pieces. So I think that's something that he's better than Partey at for sure.
Yeah, his passing's good as well.
And his passing is good. He's strong. He's also 6'2". Yeah. So he's more robust than a Jorginho. You know, he's fast, but he's not the fastest.
We're saying that he's replacing Jorginho. If that's what we're saying, then it's a good signing. It's a good signing. But like I said, I'm upset that Partey's gone. Yeah, Very upset.
I think
that he's gone.
we'd all like Partey to stay, but I think if you're asking for an improvement on 200,000 a week, what does that say then to Odegaard, Declan Rice, to the other players at Arsenal that are in that wage bracket? I think he's asking for too much. And I think deep down Partey knows he's not going to be starting week in, week out. and he can go and play somewhere where he's going to be starting week in, week out.
Barcelona want him.
Well, there you go. Exactly. And if Barcelona wants you, then how can you say no? Do you know what I mean? And it could be Saudi offering him $500,000 a week. So, I mean, he's been a good servant for the club. Shame he didn't win anything, but
it's going to be missed. It's going to be missed.
In with the out, in with the new and out with the old.
I hear
Freshen it up, freshen the midfield up.
Freshen the midfield up, but...
I mean, look, we've lost Xhaka. We've got Declan Rice. We went up a level. Let's hope we can lose Partey.
We just touched on that a minute. Declan Rice wasn't bought to replace Xhaka.
Well, people say this, but I'm not sure. I think Declan Rice was always. I think Arteta was always going to play him in
the number 8.
In the 6. I think that was always in his plans, just because he started the season playing in that 8. Yeah. You know, I think Partey could have even been injured when he first came in. So I mean, it ended up being Partey in the 6th row and Declan Rice in the 8. I mean, I think he's always kind of thought Declan Rice could play in the 8, and now I think, especially
say that, but Declan Rice, when he got team of the season, he was playing in that number 6.
Was that with West Ham or with us?
That was with us. His first season that he came there, he was in the number 6.
I think he played both positions that season.
I'm not sure.
But towards the end of last season, in that 8, he's adding goals to his game now, Declan Rice. I think Declan Rice is too good to be a number 6.
But even if he was to play in a number 6, he can still get forward.
He could push on. Not saying Steven Gerrard, but he's that type of player. He's got too much in him. The guy's even scoring free kicks now.
I believe that he can still play in the number 6. I believe he can still play in the number 6 and get forward and do the same things he's doing.
He can play both, but I think he's better in the 8, and it'll be Zubimendi in the 6.
Yeah, so that's what we're going in. Next season, we're going to be Zubimendi, Declan Rice, and Odegaard.
Yeah, that'll be the 3.
Not 100% confident in that, if I'm being honest. And the reasons why I'm saying that is because we still got to wait to see what Zubimendi does.
And also, it's a new midfield, but Liverpool, they just got Gravenberch, and they went and won the league. He was that difference. He was
there from the season before, though. That wasn't his first season last season.
Oh, was he there from the season before?
Yeah, he was there from the season before Gravenberch, but let's just hope and pray Zubimendi...
he was, wasn't he? But he wasn't really being played.
Yeah. Right, let's hope and pray that Zubimendi hits the ground running and he can deal with the fast pace of the Premier League. No one knows at this moment in time.
But he's not like a kid, do you know what I mean? He is a full Spain international. He's
I'm not saying that he's
pro,
not.
And he's very sought after. Liverpool tried their best to get him.
100%.
Real Madrid tried their best to get him. So you have to give Arsenal the flowers for signing up.
Yeah, there's nothing like the Premier League.
Of course.
There's nothing like it. So let's just hope and pray that he hits the ground running and he does well. That's all we want.
Listen, with every signing almost that you make, you're kind of...
Not unless you do the thing where you just buy players from the Premier League, proven.
I know, but if you did that, I mean, you wouldn't have players like Mo Salah, Kevin De Bruyne, some of the best players in the league.
What they did.
They come from overseas, do you know what I mean?
And they was in the Premier League before.
Exactly.
Albeit they didn't do well before, but they went abroad and then they came back.
Exactly.
You understand? Got to have a bit of experience, but Zubimendi, hopefully he does well. We'll see.
Kepa. Because I've seen a lot of people laughing about Kepa and that, and I get it, because it's a Chelsea reject and all of that.
God forbid that. God forbid
Amrei
gets injured.
I think it's an absolutely amazing deal. I think it's a fantastic deal.
You just take things too far, Dan. Listen,
let me say, let me land, right?
Go on.
Last season, no one was saying it, but when we were in touch and distance with Liverpool, 6 points off them, we were in the title race for about half a season last year. But I was like, if David Raya gets injured, and even for them big Champions League matches against Real Madrid, I think he had a knock, David Raya, and I was like, mate, we are fucked. Because if we got to play, what was his name? The guy we've just gone back to Bournemouth.
Oh,
he's probably going to be their number 1 now. Neto. If Neto has to play, then we are absolutely fucked.
Finished.
Our whole style of play's got to change. The guy played 1 game. So David Raya's having to play in League Cup, FA Cup, all of these games. You're shattering them. You know what I mean? The guy's tired. Yeah, good for the dream team. Yeah, we'll get that started again next season, and we'll introduce it to the pod. That'll be a good angle. But yeah, I mean, I just thought if he gets injured, we were really, really fucked. So I think now Kepa's quite good with his feet as well. Don't forget, this is a guy that got bought for £70 million.
Yeah,
we've got him for £5 million, and I think that it's an improvement on Neto, a big improvement. So now if you look at the lineup and you see Kepa playing in an FA Cup or a League Cup, he's just had a really good season with Bournemouth.
Yeah, he's suspect though. He's suspect. He had a good season for Bournemouth, but like I said, why didn't Bournemouth sign him? He's 5
because
mil
Arsenal
for God's
signed
sake.
him.
He's got 5 for 5 mil. You're going to be number 1. Well, Arsenal signed him to be a number 2. Do you understand? So I'm just saying.
But, you know, he's come in and he obviously believes in himself. We're talking again. I'm talking a guy that's been bought for £70 million, a guy that was number one at Atletico Bilbao, I think it was. So you know, he's gonna be pushing.
Decent signing for a number two. Let's just hope
for a number two to get a number. We've essentially got a number one for a number two. So
and to be honest, if we look at stats, goalkeepers getting injured, it's not too.
Yeah, but I'm talking
common.
for the League Cup, for the FA Cup. You know, playing rare in all of these games.
We'll see,
because
all Chelsea fans are laughing at us right now. So we'll see what happens. Yeah, number two goalkeeper, $5 million. It's only $5 million. Cool. You know his wages?
No, but yeah, I imagine it would be over 100 grand. But
crazy stuff. 100 grand.
Listen, the average wage of a Premier League footballer now is 80,000 a week. So
yeah, goalkeeper though.
It's not that much in today's football.
Yeah.
Also, there's, like I said on Party, it's a big saving because I'd imagine Norgard's probably going to be on about 80,000 a week.
80 grand a week plus 11 mil. So we're not really saving nothing. Over a few seasons we'll be saving things.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Over a few seasons. For me, like I
said, I'm upset Party's gone. Yeah. One of my favourite players. Yeah.
When he switches it on, he's arguably the best in
breaking
that
things
role
up,
in the league.
breaking the line, silky passing.
He's had some amazing games. I'm going to miss Thomas Partey. He scored goals in the North London
every
derby.
now and again, a goal here and there.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
Definitely. He's a top player, but we're replacing him with a top player. So you know, let's see what happens.
Fingers crossed.
Now, fixtures, Dan. Don't tell me the league ain't against us.
It's a setup.
Honestly.
It's a setup. That's one thing we do. I can agree with you on,
seriously.
When my mum and my brother say there's a conspiracy against Arsenal, I'm saying there's no conspiracy. See these first 6 fixtures.
Exactly.
We've been set up.
You cannot tell me that there ain't some sort of tweak in there. And what really does scare me, because you know I'm positive, right? But what really does scare me, is that Liverpool got really favourable fixtures last season.
Yeah, got it again.
And they went clear. They've got a few. They've got us though, and they've got Newcastle. To be fair, Man City have got the easiest run, which is also scary as well. Yeah, because they've just bought 2 top players.
Top players.
I mean, I saw they won 6-0 the other day in the Club World Cup. You know, with Pep Guardiola, City could easily just start switching it on.
Even that Club World. Remember last time I said I'm going to be watching? I ain't been watching that.
No,
crap.
I've not been watching it.
Not interested.
I watched a little bit of because it's free in it on DAZN, isn't it? Not in HD. And I watched a little bit of it. I think it's PSG.
This first 6 games is vicious stuff,
it's
man.
Vicious. And you can't tell me, right, that it's not. People like they were talking on TalkSport about it the other day, whether it makes a difference. And people saying, "Oh, you play every team twice." It does not matter. You play them hard fixtures at the start, right?
You're trying when you're trying to get a bit of momentum.
Exactly.
Do you understand?
You know, when you're playing all them big teams, you know you ain't going to get maximum points. So you might lose out on say 5 points, right? You might have a couple of draws. You might even lose one, like Liverpool away or whatever, right? Now you're chasing. So now there's more pressure on you. There's the pressure builds.
On you. You haven't built up your confidence.
Look at Liverpool
confidence
last
might
season.
be hit as well.
They only lost to Forest in their first 10 games, right? And they won the rest of them. Now everyone's buzzing at the club. Yeah. And look, bruv, Leicester won the league off momentum. Leicester City had a good start. They were still going from the momentum how they ended the season before. Yeah. When they won 7 out of the last 9 games. And they carried that momentum into the next season. They started off well and they just did not stop. And they won a league. Yeah, Leicester City, right? Momentum.
So looking at this
so fixtures does make a difference.
Man United away first game.
That's what I'm saying. Because it's Man United, you'd rather play them once they've been slapped a few times.
You understand? That's not an easy
when
game. Old Trafford.
They're going to have Cunha. They're going to have Mbuemo. They're going to be buzzing.
Even
you know
when Man United are dusty, Old Trafford is Old Trafford. That was proven last season. We drew there. We drew there end of the season. We did.
The season was done, innit?
Yeah, that's our first game. So what are you thinking about that? I'm saying draw.
No, I think we'll go over and turn them over.
Well, we've got to wait to the end of the transfer window to see what's going on, first of all. But I believe that's a draw. Arsenal, Leeds. Arsenal at home, Leeds. I think
that's a
win.
A late 2-1 win for Arsenal.
A late one. You're not saying the easy stuff.
That'd be a late one. No, it never is at the start of the season. The games are always funny, aren't they?
It's a bit negative from you, positive, Dan. Jesus.
Well, win's a win, mate.
Anfield away. Horrible stuff. Horrible stuff of their new signings.
Yeah, that's a tough one, man.
That's a tough one.
I'll
go draw as well, but that's just my heart talking there. My head's saying that's a loss, if I'm being honest with you. But you know what? We haven't lost to Liverpool in a long time, you know?
Exactly.
So you know what? We're going with a draw there. Yeah?
Might even
Or
go,
can we go and
listen,
get the win at
if we go there and
Anfield?
get the win, a 1-0 win, and Arteta special. We could do it, man. I'm
Don't
telling
talk
you now.
about Arteta.
We
Don't
could
get
do
me
it.
started on him, please, Dan. Yeah, Arsenal,
Super
Nottingham
Mick
Forest,
Arteta.
Arsenal at home, Nottingham, another hard game.
Yeah,
That's not
I
easy.
think Forest they're gonna they're falling
Should
off.
win.
They're falling off though. I don't think they're gonna.
Should win.
They're gonna
Then
be
we've
what they
got,
were last season.
Arsenal, Man City, Arsenal at home. Another hard game.
Very hard, but we smoked them 5-1
What is
last
this?
year.
What is this?
But yeah, really tough fixtures. We've got to be
Dan,
right
Dan,
at it. This is why it's more important now. Arteta, Josh Kroenke, you told us to be excited 5 years ago. Go on, get us excited and sign these attackers now. You've done your little backups early. You've got them in. You've got us a backup keeper. You've got us a backup DM.
And the attackers that we're linked
Go
with,
on, get us the
especially
attackers.
not Sesko. Sesko's not the answer. Sesko's not going to win you the league. Yeah? What does 13 goals in Bundesliga translate to in the Premier
he's
League?
got over 100 goals at the age of 21, right?
Why are you talking about that? I'm saying
saying
last
he
season.
has.
We're talking about last
Yeah,
season, and he got 13 goals, and that's his best goal-scoring form in Bundesliga.
with
He's never
Leipzig.
scored more than that with Leipzig.
Yeah, but listen.
Yeah, in the Bundesliga.
Isaac got 4 goals with Real Sociedad.
Oh, let's not compare it.
He
Why are we
did, though.
comparing that for?
He did. I'm
Why
just
do you
saying.
keep going back to that?
Because he did. He got
Let's
4
talk
goals.
about here and now. Let's
He
not
got
compare
4
Isaac.
goals.
Let's not compare
He
other
got
players.
4
I'm
goals.
saying he got 13 goals in the Bundesliga for RB Leipzig.
Yeah,
that's
so,
his best
So
scoring
with a much better team, he's now going to be playing with Saka
in a harder league.
and Odegaard.
In a harder league.
Yeah, but with better players.
In a harder league, and a
With
team
better
that got
players
14 draws last
That
season.
play right to his strengths as well.
Okay.
Right?
He's not the answer.
He's 6'5".
And furthermore, he wants 250k a week and a buyout
Yeah, listen,
clause.
I'm not sure about how much true all of that is. If he wants that, then nah, mate. Just go and get Gyokeres.
80 mil, 250 grand a week.
Because he wants Arsenal.
Yeah, and what does it say when a player wants a buyout clause? He's not seeing his future at Arsenal.
Yeah, exactly. Then if
understand?
that is true, I'm not sure how true these rumours are.
Coming with this
But
stinky attitude.
If that's true,
Yeah?
then nah. Go and
Sesko
get
is not the
Gyokeres.
answer. Just get Gyokeres. Proven goal scorer. He hasn't played in the Premier League. He's played in the Championship. Go and get Gyokeres. Simple maths.
Yeah.
Of what's out there right now.
Like I said, I've said it before on the show with Dave. I think Sesko suits our style of play more.
Why is that done?
Because we don't play where we just need that finisher in the box. We haven't played like that. Jesus, when he was our number 9, come deep and win the ball. Havertz, come deep and win the ball.
All right, okay. Is Sesko's hold-up play good? Because I watched a podcast the other day of an RB Leipzig fan, and they said that his hold-up play is one of his worst things. Yeah?
He's not as strong as he should be for a guy that's 6'5".
You understand? They call
Also-
him, you know what they call him? They call him Air Sesko.
Yeah, I know.
That's what they
It's
call
good
him in
the air,
Germany. Do you understand? So yeah, balls into the
leap
box
on
with the
him,
amount of
yeah.
balls we've been putting in lately. Yeah, he may do well. But like I said,
Listen,
13
the dream would be to get Gyokeres, right, and then have him coming on for the last 20. Now that would
yeah,
be a
but
dream.
then there's an argument. If Sesko comes in, is he starting in front of Havertz?
Yeah, exactly. This is the thing.
Is he starting in front of Havertz?
Where they're quite similar as well. Do you know what I mean? So,
Do you understand? This is the mess that Arteta's created. Do you understand?
It's not a mess. There's not many great strikers out there right now.
It's a mess that Arteta. You can't have a player
who would
sitting
you
there on
have?
290 a week.
Who would you have?
Havertz is on 290 a week. Yeah. Our highest paid player, 65 mil. He is not benching him. So what's going to happen if we get, say, Sesko and he's playing up top? You know what's going to happen? He's going to deputise. Havertz coming into midfield now.
Dan,
Yeah?
you play 65 games a season.
Yeah.
Right? You need a squad.
Yeah, we need a squad.
Havertz
You're
can
right.
play in a variety of different positions.
Carabao Cup. Let's
Right?
put him in there.
Not Carabao Cup, but
Let's
he can
put him
play
in there.
He can play in it.
Yeah,
Like
come
I
on,
said,
70 minutes.
he can
Yeah?
play in left centre mid. He can play in attacking mid. He can play
All
up
right,
front. He
all
can
right.
play off the right.
All right, Dan, we're talking about the games. In the Premier League and the Champions League, if everyone's fit and we have Zubimendi in there,
Yeah.
does Havertz get into the starting lineup?
Depends who we sign up top.
I'm just saying, let's say we've got Gyokeres or Sesko up top, yeah? Are you starting Havertz in front of any of them two?
It'll come down to form at the time, won't it?
So you're saying
But that's what you want. You know, well, if Havertz is banging form and banging the goals in, obviously he's going to start. Havertz could easily, even if Havertz
Havertz
started
doesn't
this
start.
season up front, he could easily get 20 league goals.
So if Gyokeres there...
Last
so
season,
is-
he had 9 goals or 10 goals in the league, and then he got injured for the last 4 months of the season.
All right, Dan.
Season before, he got 13
if
or 14.
If we
It's not
get
like Havertz
Gyokeres...
ain't scoring goals at all.
If we get Gyokeres, you're saying on some circumstances...
No,
Havertz...
Gyokeres will start. Obviously, he will start.
Okay, so I'm
But
asking, if we get Gyokeres and he
listen,
starts, where does Havertz go?
There's no guarantee he's going to be banging the goals in. So if we go get Gyokeres 60 million, yeah, and then for the first 6 games he don't score a goal, then Havertz is going to be playing.
All right, I'm just saying.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Havertz don't start. Carabao Cup, FA Cup, there you go, Havertz. Yeah? He's not good enough. That's it. That's my opinion. He's not good enough. I'm not saying he's a shit footballer. He was bought as a number 8. Not good enough for the number 8.
Very nearly won the league with him as that second half of the season, though, when he was our main number 9. 2 points off it, right?
But we didn't. Yeah. We didn't. And he's missing sitters. FA Cup, Man United last season. He's had some very bad games as well, Dan.
Yeah, he has.
Do you understand?
You can't say Havertz is not a good footballer, though.
He's not good enough.
He's a good footballer. Is he good enough, number 9, to win Arsenal the Premier League? No.
He's not good enough.
He's not. So, like I said, the dream would be to get a Gyokeres and a Sisco. And I mean, I've seen all sorts of things, right? Arsenal fans are so funny, right? Because you know how they become like Inspector Clouseau and that, yeah. Gyokeres is following a dog's home on Instagram in London, right?
Yeah, and Sisco just started following Arsenal. Did you see that?
Yeah. So I mean, look, I don't know what they're doing, if they're playing the clubs off each other by saying we're in for him to lower the price. I'm not sure what's going on here. Obviously, like I keep saying, it would be like a dream if we sign both of them.
Where we're at right now, Dan, yeah? Man City have done good business. Liverpool have done good business, yeah? They've overtaken us. They've moving forward. With the signings that they've made, can we agree with the current signings that we've made?
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
So we are not in a position to go and get someone like Sisco who's not proven. We are not in a position. If we want to go ahead and win this league and win the Champions League, are we in a position to go and get someone like Sisco?
Listen, you just said Sisco come from Bundesliga.
Yeah.
Wirtz, they've just bought for 120 million.
Okay, and what's the difference between the two players?
Bundesliga.
What's the difference between the two players?
You tell me.
Yeah? His form is crazy. He's sought after. Do you understand?
His form's not that crazy.
It is.
It's not that crazy.
He's not a striker, Dan.
Not.
He's a midfielder.
Yeah, I know he's not, but still.
Do you understand? He's not a striker.
His numbers are not like anything out of this world.
He's not a striker, Dan.
Yeah, I know, but he's like an attacking midfielder.
That's what I'm saying.
It could be a false nine.
That's on stuff. But
listen, we still don't know he's doing it in Germany. Is he going to do it in England?
I'm not saying that Wirtz.
So with Arsenal players, are they going to do it? They're not good enough.
I'm not saying Wirtz. I'm not saying that Wirtz is going to do it.
But it's guaranteed Wirtz is going to do it for
Liverpool. I didn't say that. I'm not guaranteeing that Wirtz is going to do that.
Liverpool bought Goonerz for 120 million.
But on the scheme of things, if we look at the signing of Wirtz, yeah, if you're an Arsenal fan and we either sign Wirtz or Sisco based on what we've heard and what we've seen, we need a
striker more.
I'm just saying, yeah, Wirtz is on a higher profile than Sisco. A much higher profile. Yeah? Sisco is someone that's not proven yet.
Well, Sisco's one of the most sought after strikers in the world.
Who else wants him? If he's so sought after.
He is.
Who?
He's been linked with a lot of teams.
Who, bro? Who's going in for him?
He's been linked with a lot of teams.
Because there's no talk.
I
do my research. Who's he been linked with?
He was even linked with Liverpool.
Okay.
He was linked with Liverpool.
Okay.
It was.
We'll see what happens.
United were linked with him.
He's not linked with nobody. He's not good enough, and he's trying to.
It's the price. They want 80 million pounds for him. That's what it is.
Don't do that.
That's what it is, Dan.
You don't do that on a player that scored 13 goals in the Bundesliga. The Bundesliga's poor. Look what Kane's doing in the Bundesliga, bro. Taking the piss.
Kane was doing it in the Premier League as well.
He weren't doing it to that level.
Well, he was.
He weren't doing it to that level.
30 goals quite often.
Yeah, I know, but he weren't doing it to that level. Bundesliga is poor. 13 goals is not good.
Bundesliga is poor. So for Wirtz, it's poor for him then as well.
Okay, cool.
Do you know what I mean?
But we're talking about Sisco.
You know with Wirtz as well, not last season, right? Because Odegaard was injured, but the season before that, when Leverkusen went unbeaten, Odegaard had better stats than him. So, I mean, look, like you said, time will tell. You can't have one thing with Arsenal where you go, he's from the Bundesliga, he's only got this amount of goals, it's not good enough. But then you go for Liverpool, that's good enough.
I'm just saying, bro.
Because he cost 120 million.
I didn't say that Wirtz is... you don't know if none of these players are going to hit the ground running. All I'm saying is for us, as Arsenal, with the signings these other teams are making, yeah, we cannot going and get someone like Sisco. Gyokeres is just a clear answer. And we had this argument a few weeks ago, and you were saying Gyokeres, and then last week I've watched a podcast with you and Dave. I'm leading towards Sisco now.
That's because I watch videos on them. I watch videos straight
up. What's wrong with you, Dan?
I watch videos. I watch both videos, and I can see what Gyokeres is. Yeah. And there's loads of aspects of his games that I like. And do not get it twisted. He excites me more than Sisco. But just being honest, by looking at both of their games, analysing how they play, I go to the Emirates and watch Arsenal every single week. I feel like Sisco could possibly suit our style more. Who excites me more? Gyokeres all day long because of his goal scoring record, because he seems like there's an aura about him So
Come
I'd be
on.
more excited if we signed him,
Come
but
on.
that's the truth.
Come on. I don't want a man. Listen, I'm trying to win the Premier League. Yeah, you know where I'm at with Arteta.
Yeah.
No point me screaming out Arteta out no more. He's staying, ain't he?
That's
yeah.
it. So you're getting behind him.
Yeah.
Getting behind him this season, yeah.
I'm getting behind Arsenal. Do you understand? Whoever's in charge of it, I'm going to get behind the team, innit? Yeah, you know how I feel about Arteta, yeah? You know how I feel about the season going forward. And then you look at, like I said, one of my problems, what I've told you about him, is his judgment on players, yeah? His judgment to be chasing Sesko since last season, I don't understand it. I cannot understand it. He might come and he might do well, Dan. I can't see it, yeah? Horrible wake-up call in the Premier League. That's what's going to be for Sesko, a horrible wake-up call. 13 goals in the Bundesliga. What does this translate to? This translates to another Havertz. That's what it translates to.
Quite possibly. But listen, we might not even get Sesko, so, you know, let's...
What other signings? What other signings do you feel that we need, Dan? Because
I can't understand why no one's not looking at Semenyo, because we said it last season when we were talking about signings we'd like to make.
They want quite a lot for him, though, you know, from what I heard.
But still, I mean, how much? Do you know what I mean? To be fair, though, Bournemouth have lost the whole core of their players. They've lost Kepa to us in goal, right? They've lost Kirkus to Liverpool. Mm-hmm. They've lost the guy's gone Real Madrid, Hoyshen, I think that's how you say his name, and the other centre back's gone. Where's he gone? I think it's Napoli or so. I can't remember, but he's gone somewhere big as well. Yeah. So they've lost a lot of the a lot of top players.
Yeah, they've lost a lot of top players, and there was a good time. They beat us twice last season.
Yeah, so whether
home and away.
Yeah, I know. So,
crazy stuff.
Yeah. So whether they lose Semenyo as well, I don't know. But I'm sure if the bid was right, and I think he's direct, he's raw, again, Prem proven. I think, you know, if you can't go and get a Rodrygo, if you can't get a Leao, I saw some links there with Leao. Yeah. He's been wearing the Thierry Henry top and that. You know, Leao really, really, really excites me. And I think with Leao, you can see he probably doesn't track back enough and things like that. Really might not fit into Arteta's system.
He won't thrive underneath Arteta.
But listen, I think you need, look, if you've got all these other players, these Norgards, Declan Rices, the solid back five, do you know what I mean? Real defensive strength. Yeah, I think you can sacrifice to have a Maverick. I think we lose that in today's game a little bit.
100%. And this is why we're not getting where we need to go, because of the negativity.
Under managers like Pep and Arteta. So I do think, I agree with everyone. I think we lack creativity for sure. And we need a creative spark in there. You can't just rely on Odegaard and Saka to do everything.
We can't rely on Odegaard at all. That's been proven. Yeah,
exactly.
So let's just forget about Odegaard. That's another thing as well.
But I think Odegaard.
We need a backup for Odegaard.
Odegaard will have a good.
No, but we need a backup from Odegaard. He might have a
season.
good season. What if Odegaard's out for 3 months again? Who are we bringing in for him?
Well, I think Havertz will naturally go and play there.
Oh my gosh,
he will though. That's what it'll
be. Havertz.
He will.
Havertz.
Yeah, but Dan, you ain't
as our creator. I'm just asking you, Dan.
Be able to go and
why are you so obsessed with? Why are you so obsessed with Havertz, bro?
Good player.
Well, he's not good.
He is a good player.
He's not good enough,
He is a good player.
He is not good enough.
He's a good player.
He's not good enough. He's a decent player.
He's a very good footballer. He's very intelligent. He works very hard.
Oh my gosh. You cannot have Havertz replacing Odegaard in the team to go and play on that right side, link up with Saka and do this and do that. What are we talking about here?
Ranieri's there as well, Dan.
He's not going to play him. He doesn't trust Ranieri.
He will play him.
He doesn't. We discovered that last season.
Quite a lot last season.
We discovered that last season. As soon as Martinelli got fit again, we didn't see Ranieri again.
Yeah, but
you were sitting there crying. I can't understand why we're playing Crystal Palace and Ranieri's not there. I can't understand it.
That's just stupid.
Crazy stuff.
Now we know why though, because Sterling's son's at the club. It's like they were keeping him sweet.
Come on.
Even played him on the last game of the season.
Arteta's a madman. Yeah. Rodrygo, what are you saying about Rodrygo? Because apparently
that's exciting.
Apparently they've dropped his asking price as well.
Listen, I'm hearing from decent source. No, I swear to you,
sources, Dan.
Decent source. I swear to you that we're going to be preparing a bid for him.
Yeah.
In the next week or so.
Yeah, because when does pre-season start?
Be starting soon.
In a few weeks, innit?
Yeah,
we've got to be getting these.
We can't be 2 weeks time.
We can't be doing the same things that Arsenal have been doing for season in, season out. Last day of the transfer window, these players are coming in. We want to get them gelled in for the start of the season. With the start that we've got and the games that we've got, we need to be ready to go.
100% agree. They need to act fast now. Like I said,
why is it the same thing?
Like I said, you've gone and got these backup players in now because they're nice and easily to do. 5 million.
Not the players that we've been waiting for, though, Dan.
Yeah, I know, but listen, just get them sorted now. Go and get these. And get these attackers that we need.
Yeah, can you feel my frustration? I need you to feel my frustration.
No, I feel it, bro.
And all the Arsenal fans' frustration. Everyone's angry right now.
Of course.
Some
And it's
Arsenal
not-
fans are saying, let's just be patient.
It's
Let's
not a
just be
good way to
patient.
go into the season either.
It's not.
Because everyone at the Emirates, then, if you're playing that first game and we've only got these signings now, no one's going there expecting.
The other big clubs are
no
doing
one's
their...
going there with big smiles on their face. It just takes that 1 or 2 signings to galvanise everyone. Now,
And
look,
the other big
I've said
clubs
this
that we're
before.
talking about, they're doing their business
Look, Dan,
early,
Dan,
bro.
I've said this before, but I'm going to say it again, right? The season where we came out of nowhere, right? Gabriel Jesus season. Before the injury at the World Cup. Remember, they had the World Cup in the middle of the season, right? We were flying out of nowhere. We got 43 out of our first 48 points. We were on some super sane shit, bro. We were on smoke. Martinelli was on fire. Odegaard was on fire, right? We were playing so well. And obviously in the end, Saliba got injured, Rob Holding, we all know what happened, right? We ended up crumbling. That season we crumbled. The season after, I know Havertz, right? Everyone, the jury's still out on him, but it was still 65 million. Bam.
Crazy.
Havertz.
Crazy
105 million. Declan Rice. Jury and Timber. I know he got injured, but still. And Declan Rice was the main one. Everyone was like, what? We got Declan Rice. We lost out on the title by 5 points. We've just signed the best midfielder in the country. Bam. Everyone was excited going into that season.
I wasn't.
Right?
Because
But
everyone
most
was
people
excited.
weren't
Everyone wanted the striker. That's what
No,
everyone
that
wanted.
weren't the season everyone wanted a striker because
It
we had
was.
Jesus on fire. No, last year was the season.
But
where-
Jesus got injured, remember?
Yeah, he got injured.
He
but
got
he came
injured.
back. He came back towards the end, didn't it?
He came back towards the end, but we still needed a striker. We definitely needed a striker. And
we
Havertz...
scored a hell of a lot of goals. We did need a striker, but still, I'm saying the big signings galvanized everyone, and we improved that season. Last year, the signings were underwhelming. The signings
Very
are like
underwhelming.
very exactly.
Yeah, and I don't want to hear this about Arteta wasn't backed. He was backed and he chose to spend the money defensively. Yeah? Season after season, you cannot deny that this guy's got more and more defensive and more negative
for
with
sure.
the football.
He has.
Yeah? This is the problem. More and
It's
more
like he got
negative.
scarred.
The signings
by,
the signings that have been announced so far, what are they? Defensive signings
Yeah, they
again.
are. He signed 6 goalkeepers since he's been at the club. But
It's
look, we need number
craziness.
2s in that. So
Mr. Negative, Zubamendi and Norgard and Kepa.
I wouldn't
A
say
goalkeeper in-
Zubimendi's negative though. I would say
I'm just saying they're
it's
defensive.
clean. Yeah.
It's defensive, isn't it? Defensive midfielders.
No, I think he'll create.
What
a
is
lot
your
of chances,
problem? What's your problem
Zubimendi.
with signing attacking players? We
Well,
need a winger.
They have to come now. As
We need
simple
a
as
winger.
that, They have to come.
We need a winger and we need a striker. We need 2 wingers.
Let's do start or start, sell or bench.
Say
Yeah?
again?
Start,
Sell
sell
or
or
bench.
bench.
Go on.
Let's go through, right? So obviously we start with David Raya. We're gonna start, right?
Yeah, start.
Let's say right, we're gonna say Timber or Ben White. Who would you be starting right back? First game
No
of the
brainer.
season.
That's a silly question. Timber.
Timber's got that spot now.
Timber's
yeah,
got that
for me as
spot.
well.
I would like to say sell Ben
then-
White, but we can't sell him because Timber is injury prone, so we're just gonna keep him.
Yeah.
Bench.
Yeah.
Yeah?
All right. And then let's go. Obviously, Saliba and Gabriel. There's no point even asking the question. Left back. Who would your starting left back be?
Skelly.
All day
Simple
long, yeah.
maths.
And Calafuri's going to be just filling in.
Gonna be filling in a
Whatever.
waste
So-
of 40 mil or whatever
So
it was.
he's going to be bench. Well, it's not a waste because he's going to come in and he's going to be a top.
and he's
footballer.
dog shit. He's dog shit at
He's-
defending. Going forward, he's all right. He's a good defender
He is
then,
not-
Dan.
He is a good defender.
Oh,
I would
come
not
off
say
of
he's
it.
dog shit at defending. No
He
chance.
is. He's
not.
suspect.
He is. Do not get me wrong. He's suspect. But he is.
So the jury's still out. You can't say that he's good. I'm not going to call him shit. You're not going to call him good. The jury's still out on his
Jury's
defending.
still out. Yeah.
Yeah?
Right. So he's bench. Yeah. Coming into the midfield now. Who would your midfield 3 would obviously be what? Odegaard, Rice.
And Partey.
So
Partey's
but
not gone
Partey's
yet.
gone.
He's not gone yet. It's not been announced. That's what my midfield, as it currently stands, that's what my midfield 3 is going to be.
Yeah, but
Yeah?
we know he's
Proven
gone.
Premier League
We
talent.
know he's
So
gone.
if he's gone, Norgard.
You'd start Norgard, yeah?
Yeah, I'll start Norgard.
Norgard.
We got to get Zubamendi gelled in. I don't know what you're about, Zubamendi. So based on what I've seen in the evidence in the Premier League, I'll say Norgard.
Okay, and obviously Rice you wouldn't sell. Obviously you'd start him. Odegaard, would you sell? Would you bench? Would you start?
As negative as I am, Dan, I saw what you're able to produce, Odegaard, and I hope and pray that you get your form back. But if 5 games in I'm seeing the same nonsense, I'm completely done with you.
Agreed.
Yeah?
Agreed.
That's it.
Fair.
That's
All
it.
right, so you'd still start him. And
He's
then
got a little bit
obviously,
of credit
right,
in the bank still.
This is interesting now though. Martinelli. This is a big thing here. What do we do? Do we start or do we bench or do we sell? Because Bayern Munich are linked with him now. So
Yeah, 50 mil.
What would you do now? The bid comes in right now. You're the owner.
Sell.
Josh is you sell, yeah?
Sell.
Straight up sell 50
Sell.
million.
I've seen enough. But that is dependent on who you're bringing in.
Right.
Now, what Martinelli does good is his work rate.
But let's say we're going to sell him for 50 million, get a Semenyo for 60 million.
Yeah, see you later, Martinelli. Goodbye.
Okay.
You've had more than enough time.
Okay. And up top, right now is Havertz. Would you start, bench, or sell? Obviously, he's on 280 a week. You know, if someone come in now with £60 million bid,
Sell. 60 mil, get your money back.
Yeah.
Get him out and get him off the
55
wage bill. 290k a week.
Gone.
It's a no-brainer. See you later.
Obviously, Saka, don't even need to ask the question. Gabriel Jesus, this is a good one now because for me, he's going to be covered.
Contract.
Yeah, same.
Rip up his contract.
I
Pay him
look,
off.
as much as I love Arteta, I am getting a feeling of not so much Wenger at the start because Wenger used to be ruthless.
Yeah,
He'd either give you a 1 year deal or you were gone.
Yeah.
Right? But towards the end, Theo Walcott and players like that stayed way too long at Arsenal.
Yeah, definitely.
Theo Walcott, and then he'd go and score a goal in the North London derby, and you'd be like, oh, you know what, Theo? And remember that thing, sign the thing, Theo, and he had that good season. We all wanted him to sign. He signed a deal, 100 grand a week, and he just, you know, he had moments, but he was never good enough to get us to where we wanted to get to, right? Yeah. But Wenger was had blind faith in players such as Walcott as an example.
I've been saying this.
It feels like Arteta might be having that
now
blind
you're starting
faith
to agree with me.
with Martinelli and a Jesus.
You're starting to agree with me.
When he plays, listen, even if he doesn't score, he's a phenomenal footballer. Yeah. And he makes us a better team, without doubt.
Yeah.
But what is the point if you play 5 games and then you're injured you're paying him all this money. He's on 250 or 200 grand a week to play 6-7 games a year.
It's
why has
crazy.
he been given new deals?
It's crazy.
But
it's
obviously
crazy.
because there's some blind faith towards him that when he can come back, he's not coming back. It's not happening.
Good enough. He's not good enough. And then what I'm realising, Dan, is that you're slowly starting to talk my language. Yeah. And by this time next season, you're going to be with me on Arteta.
But let me just touch on Martinelli, right? I've said this before again. Martinelli, I feel like I want an improvement on him. So I want us to go and get a Semenyo, possibly, is the improvement, or Rodrygo,
100%.
or even a Rafael Leao, someone like that. Yeah. But I would always keep Martinelli because I feel like Martinelli will keep his head down, will focus. Like you said with Odegaard, we've seen
time to keep a man that's on 250. What's he on? 250, 200? He's on 200 a week.
Yeah, I don't know what he's on.
You've got time for that.
Look,
see you later.
But I think he would be a very, very good squad player to have, Martinelli.
He's not.
Because you need a squad. We need
a squad, but we need someone better than Martinelli.
Yeah, exactly. But I'd say he'd be perfect for the bench. If you've got Martinelli on the bench, he can come on, he can get a goal. If you want to, you know what I mean. If you're trying to defend the lead, he can trap back and all that sort of stuff. You can't just sell everyone. You can't break the whole team up. Do you know what I mean? A team that's been that close.
I hear that.
So I think Martinelli would be bench for me. Mm-hmm. Obviously, look, Havertz. Not gonna lie, if you told me we were gonna get Sesko and Gyökeres, I would say yes.
What about him playing in number 8, Dan? What's happened to that?
No,
dropping him for Odegaard. He's a quality baller.
At the end of the day, you are right because of his wages and what we bought him for, and obviously Arteta pushed for him and that he's not gonna go. Do you know what I mean? They're gonna try and find a place for him somewhere
in that team.
That's just business, how it is. Unless someone comes in with a bid, which is unlikely. Yeah. So he's there now. He's in the team.
Had that injury as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Do we know, is he going to come back the same player?
And he was doing very well before that injury. He was
very well. I
mate.
don't know very well because if you look at it, he came out and Marino came in and done the same job he's been doing.
Yeah.
Are we lying? Am I lying?
To a certain extent, yeah.
He's done the same job as Havertz. So this just proves you put anyone up top, he can do the job with Arsenal.
He scored goals. He did not play nowhere near as well as Havertz was playing.
He did. I believe his link-up play and getting players involved was better.
No
yeah.
way.
100%, and I think he's a better finisher than Havertz.
Go and watch the games.
Okay, I think he's a better finisher. He's a better finisher than Havertz. What we doing there?
Give him that.
What we doing there, and this proves it.
This is what I'm saying. Yeah, going back to
Arteta. Not all that.
Because we've not touched on Arteta, right? But Arteta
out
with all them players out. Saka out for 4 months. Gabriel out for 3 months. Odegaard out for 3 months. Ben White was out for 3 months. So many injuries, right? And the board didn't even go and get him a striker in January.
They gave him money though. I hate when Arsenal
they did not.
They did not.
So
why was we in for Ollie Watkins then?
Yeah, but we didn't get him, did we? The board
But there
didn't
was still
push and
money
get him.
there. There was still money
Yeah,
there.
but-
Then that proves that the board gave him some sort of money. There was money there. But he said to him, he said in his arrogant self, you know what? I don't want to spend this money now because I'm obsessed with Sesko. I'd rather not go for no one and rely on Havertz because Havertz was not injured.
Look, we're
Havertz was not
speculating now.
injured.
We're speculating.
I'm just saying
Dan. At the
Havertz
end
was
of
not
the day-
injured in the transfer
At
window.
the end of the day, we didn't
transfer window closed. Havertz got injured.
We didn't sign a striker, right? We didn't
Because
sign.
he
We
hung
didn't
his hat
sign the
on
players
Havertz.
we needed. We didn't. He was injured.
He wasn't. He got injured when the transfer window closed.
Yes, but Jesus was injured. We only had Havertz. Anyway, look, my point is that the man still managed to get us to finish second into a semi-final of the Champions League with half a squad, a depleted squad, which I think is close to a miracle.
Oh,
to
Dan,
be fair,
just
it is.
stop it, man.
It is.
Stop
It
this
really is.
madness.
Look, Tottenham went from finishing 5th
Stop this
to
madness.
17th
The reason
with,
why
with less injuries than us.
Tottenham won the Europa League.
Right?
Let's not talk about Tottenham.
Don't
Why are you
care
even
about
bringing
that.
them up?
No one
Why
cares.
are
The
you even
manager
bringing
got
them up?
sacked from that. No one even cares about that. It's the
If
worst Europa
Arteta would have
League
won the
ever.
Europa, if Arteta would have won the Europa League and finished 17th,
I would
he would have
want
been
him
given.
out.
He would have been given a
I
5-year
would want him
contract
out.
at Arsenal.
No, he would not.
Yeah,
No, he would
He would have
not.
been given a 5-year contract
If
at Arsenal
anyone ever finished 17th at Arsenal, they'd be sacked.
because he finished 8th and won the
I can
FA Cup and
guarantee
he's
you
still
that.
there.
I
Yeah.
can guarantee you that.
Oh, stop it.
I can
They wouldn't.
guarantee
You
that,
can't
yes.
guarantee it, Dan.
I can.
You can't
No
guarantee
one,
it.
listen, no one goes from finishing second to 17th
Arteta
and wins a bloody
in
Europa,
his second,
Europa
listen, if
League.
Arteta in his second season finished 17th and won the Europa League, yeah, he would not have been sacked at Arsenal.
Look,
I
again, we're
promise you that.
speculating. Again, we're speculating. But I would want him
I
gone.
promise.
And-
You wouldn't.
Yes, I would.
You wouldn't.
Yes, I
You
would.
wouldn't. You wouldn't.
100%
Oh, he hasn't
I
got
would.
his players. Give him some
17th.
time. He needs to get some players in. It's
17th,
not
Dan.
his fault. There were so
Bad
many
club, you're a
injuries.
relegation zone.
Oh, Dan,
17th, 22 losses.
Dan,
You're insane, mate.
horrific injuries. You say that now
Listen.
with speculation, like you said.
Yeah, but we
you would
finished,
be backing him, Dan.
we
You'd
finished
be
second.
backing him.
We finished second.
Not good enough. Not good enough. He finished second for 3 seasons. Everything's telling you he can't get us over the line. Yeah? He's built the foundations of the house. He can't complete it. He can't get the roof on. Do you understand? Not once have I said this man has not
Right,
done
listen,
a good
so-
job. He's done a good job. He's built a good foundation, quality defence.
Who would put the roof on then? Who would be the guy? And don't say Enrique because he's at PSG. He's just won a treble.
I'm
He's
not saying
building something special.
Enrique, a manager that's proven that can
Yeah,
get
but all right, so who's the realistic manager? Because right, Carlo Ancelotti's at Brazil,
Xavi,
right? Xavi's the only one who's
That's
not,
available.
He's not in the job right now.
Zinedine Zidane.
Says Fabregas.
No, we're not doing that. We're not doing that.
No, we're
again.
not doing Cesc
We're not
Fabregas
doing
now.
that again. I was
He's doing
listening
very
to.
well, though.
Listen, I was watching another podcast. There's
Doing
not
very
one
well.
manager in the Premier League that has won the Premier League that's been an ex-player of the club. That only happens in Barcelona and Real Madrid in these teams. It's always failed. Your Lampards, your Steven Gerrards. Who else has there been? There's been a few others as well.
Gerrard's never won the Premier League, even as a player.
That's that's what I'm saying. It don't work. No, I don't want Fabregas. Now, if Fabregas goes on and starts winning some trophies.
George Graham won the league though. He was
Yeah.
was our captain.
George Graham.
Shout out George Graham, mate.
Yeah, that's another question I got for you, yeah? Forget about Arsene Wenger. Who's our next greatest manager after Arsene Wenger?
I don't even know if he's the greatest.
Who, Wenger?
Herbert Chapman. You thought I was going to say Arteta, innit? No, Herbert Chapman, look, in the 1930s, he won, I think, 5 league titles in a row or something like that. Close to that. So, I mean, Wenger won 3, and obviously he's going to be remembered more, and we remember him, and he revolutionised English football and all of that, and the FA Cups. But Herbert Chapman, between them two, is close. They both got statues at the Emirates.
Yeah. I hear you.
But what, were we going to get into some questions now?
Yeah. Since
You got some
you're
questions
the
for me?
big Arsenal man, grew up around the Arsenal stadium, knows his stuff.
That's it.
He knows what's right for the team going forward.
Tolleton pub, 6 years old.
Yeah,
My
that's
dad.
it.
And all
Yeah,
these-
so what we're going to do
all the
now
boys.
is an Arsenal fan quiz. Yeah?
Sounds good
Test
to
your
me, man.
knowledge. And people at home, get involved. See what your knowledge is, right? Don't go on Google, Chat GPT. Let's see.
No Googling.
No Googling. Yeah, so I've got 10 questions there for you, Dan, yeah?
Sounds good, mate.
What was the original name of Arsenal Football Club when it was founded in 1886?
Woolwich Arsenal?
Nah.
No.
Nah?
No, that was my guess, mate.
Dial Square.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah?
Does ring a bell.
Originally
Yeah.
named Dial Square before becoming Royal Arsenal and then Woolwich Arsenal. Yeah?
Good question.
Yeah? There you go. Question 2. Who scored?
Tough one to start, though. Very tough one to
Well,
start.
when I spoke to you before, I said you wanted it hard.
No, I said you're supposed to start. You start easy and then you get harder as you go.
We're here now.
So you get a bit
here
of
now.
momentum. It's like the fixtures. Do you know what I mean?
We're here now, Dan.
Go on.
Yeah, Mr. Arsenal. Who scored Arsenal's first ever Premier League goal?
Fucking hell.
Okay, I'll give you 4 answers for this one. Make it easier for you.
Go on.
Yeah? Ian Wright, Paul Merson, Kevin Campbell, or Steve Bold?
Paul Merson.
There you go.
Yeah, I knew it was
Got it
Paul
right.
Merson.
You got it right. In the 2005 FA Cup final, Arsenal won on penalties. Who missed Manchester United's crucial penalty?
Paul Scholes.
Correct, Dan. Correct, Dan. Not like that. Which Arsenal player received the fastest red card in Premier League history after just 87 seconds?
That's a recent one, isn't it?
Which Arsenal player received the fastest red card in Premier League history?
Is it, man? That was a recent one.
I'll give you 4. Do you want me to give you the 4 choices? Let me know. All right.
What Granit Xhaka was it?
No.
Come on, give me the 4 choices.
Abu Diaby, Lauren Koscielny, Emmanuel Frimpong, or Thomas Partey?
It's got to be Frimpong, isn't it?
Correct.
Yeah. Frimpong, I remember now, yeah.
Who was the last player to score a hat-trick at Highbury before it closed?
Come on. The last player?
Yeah.
It's on the last day, man.
Go on.
The king, Thierry Henry.
There you go.
Against
there
Wigan.
There you go. That's a little bit easier.
Yeah.
Which team ended Arsenal's 49-game unbeaten run in 2004?
When they cheated, obviously,
That
Man
was a
United.
nasty
Wayne
game.
Rooney diving. Whoa.
Nasty. Who did Arsenal beat 7-0 in their biggest ever Champions League win?
We've beat some teams, man. I know. 7-0.
All right, 4 teams.
Go on.
Genk, Standard Liège, Fenerbahce, or Slavia Prague?
It weren't Genk. It weren't Slavia Prague. Who's the other 2?
Standard Liège or Fenerbahce?
Was it at home? Can you tell me that? If it was at home, do you know what? I know Ramsey scored scored an amazing goal, but and we thumped one of the Turkish teams. But I'll go Standard Liège then.
Slavia Prague is the correct answer.
Was it Slavia Prague?
Yep.
All right.
Arsenal's first ever competitive match at the Emirates Stadium was against which club?
Aston Villa.
Well done.
Gilberto Silva got the equaliser.
Well done. Who was Arsenal's first ever signing under Arsene Wenger?
Patrick Vieira.
No.
It was.
It wasn't.
Was it not? He had that sealed though.
It was either Nicolas Anelka, Patrick Vieira, Remy Gard, or Mark Overmars.
I was pretty sure it was Patrick Vieira. You'll have to double check everyone on that one because I'm pretty sure it was Vieira.
Wenger's first signing was French midfielder Remy Gard.
But we had Vieira. Vieira, basically, so Wenger came in, but the Japanese season was still on or something like that. But he had been named the manager and he started like after 2 or 3 months. And Vieira, he had already got Vieira. So I think maybe officially Vieira played. Can't remember if he played under the caretaker manager. Anyway, I thought it was Vieira, but all right, if it's Remy Gard, it's Remy Gard.
Final question. What shirt did William Gallas controversially wear at Arsenal?
Number 10, ridiculous.
Number 10, ridiculous
Absolutely
stuff.
Ridiculous.
Yeah. That's the quiz done.
There. Good questions.
Done well.
Yeah.
Right, next on. Spoke about this. Going to give you 2 Arsenal players, past and present.
All right.
And you're going to tell me who you would choose. Yeah?
Okay.
Quick fire. Sol Campbell or Tony Adams?
Tony Adams.
Tony Adams. Perez or Sanchez?
So tough. So hard. Oh, it's so hard, man. That's such a hard question. It really is so hard. The elegance of Perez, but Sanchez, man. I'm just about to say Perez, but I think I've got to go just Sanchez, you know.
Sanchez.
Just for
It's
the
a hard one.
yeah, it's so hard. But just because he had man,
No,
that link
for me,
up,
you know what I
Cole,
see?
Henry, and
Yeah,
Vin-
that's what I'm saying. That's why for me, I would have chose Pires myself.
yeah, I don't know. You know,
Yeah,
it
that
might,
that lob over Schmeichel.
yeah, I know, man.
Andy Gray on the
Do you know what?
commentary.
Pires, man. Pires, man. Pires. PFA Player of the Year, Pires. All the players bowing down to him. Robert
Crazy.
Pires, man. But Sanchez was.
Unbelievable.
I know he went to United and that, whatever, but he was to watch him.
I
at
think
the
that's what
Emirates.
maybe seals his
Yeah,
fate
of course,
because he went
same.
United and playing piano and doing all of that.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, what a
Crazy
shambles.
stuff.
Covering every blade of grass, scoring in the FA Cup finals,
Yeah.
carrying us on his back. You know, scoring worldies, like, yeah, man. And I remember him more recent. But Robert Pires, man, he was just something out of this world. So, yeah, let's go Pires.
All right. Fabregas or Cazorla?
That's such a hard question. But Fabregas was my favourite player when he was at Arsenal, man. So I know Cazorla, and it was the injuries as well. Cazorla would have played, he is one of our greatest players of all time, but he'd probably be in what, like, possibly our best 11. But Fabregas was my favourite player at Arsenal. I have to go Fabregas.
All right. Van Persie or Bergkamp?
Come on, man. That's the ice, man. Dennis Bergkamp all day long.
Easy. Olivier Giroud or Carnu?
Canu.
Wow. Not even that scorpion kick didn't even make him get in there.
Man. Canu, man. Like, Canu all day long.
All right, here's one. Thierry Henry or Ian Wright?
Thierry Henry all day long.
That's a hard one for me.
Knows that. Yeah, because Wright might be your favourite, but
Yeah.
better footballer is.
Yeah. Sylvain Wiltord or Lacazette?
Sylvain Wiltord, man. Sealed the league for
Sealed
us at
the
Old
league.
Trafford, you know what I mean?
Sealed the
Won the league in your backyard, boys.
David Seaman or Jens Lehmann?
David Seaman, every day of the week.
Kolo Toure or Gabriel?
Kolo Toure, though, man. He's underrated, man.
Big time.
He is underrated, man. I don't know why I said that so quick, man. Kolo, man, winning league titles and all of that with us, man. He was... But Gabriel, man, he's my favourite Arsenal player right now.
Yeah, mine as well.
Yeah.
Loren or Sagna?
Loren, man, every day of the week.
Yeah, he was a
My
boss.
dad, oh, mate, me and my mate used to laugh at my dad. Sengyebe, you're out of the position. Always out of position. My mate used to come round just to watch my dad rip Sagna. Yeah, man.
Ozil or Odegaard?
Prime Mesut Ozil, mate. Come on, bro. That was a joy to watch. He really made me understand football more as I got older and I started going to the Emirates. Obviously, when I went to Highbury, I was a kid and that. Do you know what I mean? But watching football, and there was a big divide about how if he was a good player. Mate, Ozil was, bruv, you watch football live in front of you. Like the view that I've got, I sit block 32 and it's just, the view's brilliant. Man, the things what he used to do on a pitch and that. I know his work rate was questioned and all that, but honestly, one of the best footballers I've ever seen play, ever.
Mad. Ljungberg or Saka?
Dave asked me this when he said about I'll ask you this after as well, about the Invincibles, what 3 players would I put in. Funny enough, I was out eating with my mate yesterday and he's like a Serie A, he's a Lazio fan, and I asked him and he said the exact same 3 players as me, because I said I put Rice for Gilberto, I'd put obviously Saka, I said for Ljungberg, so in answer to your question, Saka, and I said I'd put who's the other one? Yeah, Saliba for Kolo Toure. Poor old Kolo Toure, man. Not rated enough, but
vicious, man.
Yeah.
Vieira or Rocastle?
Rocky Rocastle. What a man, what a player. But Patrick Vieira, one of my favourite players of all time. Me and Dave had the discussion. Obviously, he's definitely better than Roy Keane, and Rocky, they're 2 different players, isn't it?
Yeah.
Rocky was an absolute legend. He was like a Brazilian, wasn't he? But didn't watch him just from clips and that I'm going by. Vieira, he's the boss, isn't he, mate? He's the general.
Definitely. All right, so we've got Gilbert or Declan Rice. We know who you're choosing there.
Yeah, I'm just taking Declan Rice, but it's a toss up, really.
Yeah. The last one I've got for you is Ashley Cole or Nigel Winterburn.
I want to say Nigel Winterburn, but come on, man. Ashley Cole, apart from Maldini, for me, is the best left back in football history.
Definitely. Yeah, and that ends that round of
questions. So let me ask you about the Invincibles. What players from this team would get into See how demeanour's changed now. We're not talking about Arteta and the transfers. Yeah. It's all calm now.
It's all calm.
Yeah. We're talking about the glory days, but we're remembering good players.
Very nice, man.
Go on,
this is where we want to be.
What players? I'm not going to say 3. I chose 3. What players would you put into this
current team?
No, from this current team into the 2004 team, the Invincible team. Or just go through it. I'll say so. Obviously, David Raya or Lehman.
Lehman.
Yeah, same as me. I said that. But this is one I didn't think about enough. Laren or I'll say / Ben White or Timber.
Yeah, Laren.
Yeah, I'll be just
availability is the best thing, innit?
Yeah.
Due to Timber.
He was a beast for a couple of years, Laren, man. We'll go Saliba or Kolo Toure. Poor old Kolo, man.
Poor old Kolo, man.
He's quality, man.
No, I'm going Kolo Toure. Sorry, Saliba.
Go on.
Sorry, Saliba. That man, he used to wear his heart on his sleeve as well, man.
He did. He was phenomenal, man.
He was phenomenal.
He was. We know what we're remembering when he was with Gallas, but when he was with Campbell, mate, the partnership.
You don't need to ask me about it. I'm not changing the back 4 for the Invincibles.
Yeah, you're not changing any of them. All right,
no,
cool.
None of them.
So just tell me who you'd fit in then. Make it easier. Who would you get in? Obviously, so like Gilberto or let me ask you that one. Gilberto or Declan Rice?
Gilberto, bro.
You go Gilberto, yeah.
100%. He was everywhere. He's silky with it as well, man. Very silky, man. Yeah, Gilberto.
Okay.
It's not a straight answer, but yeah, Gilberto.
Lundberg or Saka?
Saka.
Freddie was a legend.
He was a legend.
At one point, mate, brother, he had all of us dyeing our hair red, scoring worldies in FA Cup finals.
Yeah.
Popped up with always big important goals against United and that. So, I mean, I don't know, like we just love Saka, don't we?
Yeah,
I think maybe he's one of our own and all of that. But I mean, Lundberg was shout out Freddie, man. He was world class.
No, he was.
You know, Saka still got a lot to do in terms of winning things and scoring in finals and stuff like that. Lundberg did always turn up in the big games. Yeah. But obviously Saka,
I would put Saka in there.
I would. Yeah, I think if you slot him in, because this is the thing with these questions, we're saying put them into that team though. So that's what I'm saying. Put Rice with Vieira, them two in the midfield together. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's like put Rice linking up. I mean Saka linking up with Henry and Bergkamp. Oh my God.
Yeah, and Arsenal fans, if you're watching this, go back and watch Gilberto Silva's highlights.
Yeah, phenomenal. The guy played every minute of the World Cup in 2002.
Crazy stuff, silky stuff in the middle of the park, man. I'm telling you. Very, very good player, Gilberto. So yeah, I would not be putting Declan Rice in for him. I'm thinking, who else gets into his heart? Because the team was bloody invincible, Dan. So who are you taking out of there?
So you've just gone Saka and
Lehman.
No, it's no one. Lehman's already in it.
Oh yeah.
Just Saka you've gone, innit?
Yeah. Just Saka. That's the only player I'm taking out because Perez, is on the left.
Yeah, that was it. You've just only gone Saka. All right, cool.
That's it.
Right.
How are you feeling about going forward with the new season?
Do you know what?
What would be an acceptable season for you?
The league title. That's it. Obviously, if you won the Champions League and finished second, obviously amazing. But
if we don't win the
Premier
league title,
the Premier League is we have to win it now. But like I say to everyone as well, only one team can win the Premier League.
We're not going to win. You know what? As you know, I don't believe you can get us over the line, and I feel like the teams are going to be a lot stronger this season. You have to remember these other teams behind us.
Tell you what, look. Usually, I always look forward so much, and don't get me wrong. I miss going to the football. I miss watching Arsenal, all of that. But what I don't miss is coming out of there and feeling absolutely pissed off. I'm watching this football that's starting to get a bit
sideways,
bit boring.
backwards.
So I'm hoping that he's going to step the foot off the gas a little bit, let us flow a bit more. But we ain't going to do this without signings. But with the right signings, the core of the team's still there. We can start. We get off to a good start in them games. We'll be in a strong position to go and win that league.
I think we're in the top. I don't know if we're going to get 5 places in the Champions League. I think we're in a top 4 battle. That's what I believe.
Crazy.
No, I believe the reason. Let me land.
Any more signings would still be down for the title.
Let me land. Your Newcastles, your Chelseas, your Man Cities. These teams only finish 4 or 5 points behind us. Do you understand? These teams will get better. I don't believe they'll be as poor as last season. Your Man Uniteds, your Tottenhams, they will be better than last season.
We ain't got to worry about them.
Yeah, well,
But
we've got to
don't
worry about
include
Man
United and Tottenham.
We do need to worry about them because we're playing the first game of the season as Man United, and
Yeah,
that's,
I know,
I
but
don't
I'm
believe
saying
that's going to be a
we
win.
don't need to worry about them in terms
Okay, I'm
of
just
league,
saying, I believe
league
we're in the top
places.
4 battle. Yeah, I believe that the Premier League is either going to be won by
If we're in the
Liverpool or
top
Man
4
City.
battle, I'm Arteta's biggest fan. If that's the case, then we need to go and get a new manager.
Yeah, but that's not going to happen. I don't believe Arteta. If Arteta gets in the top 4 and does not win no trophies this season,
I think he'll be sacked.
He won't be sacked.
I think he will.
And that's the problem with the Cronkies.
I think he would.
It's about the money.
I think if we finish third, 12 points off the top, something like that, and we didn't win a trophy.
So if we win, okay, if we finish fourth,
he'd be gone. There's loads of managers. Like you said, he's the third highest paid manager. So it's not about.
If we finish fourth and win a Carabao Cup, then what? Are you still Arteta in?
No.
Wow, Dan.
No, I wouldn't be, honestly. He has
what if he has a couple of nasty injuries? Are you Arteta in then?
No,
there's no excuses.
There's no excuses next season.
No excuses,
it's all done.
This is music to my ears.
It's all done then.
This is music
I
to
need
my
that
ears.
Premier League now. It's 21 years. I've given you all my faith. I've given you everything. This is it. I was on the brink last season of saying, like, you know what?
Enough's enough.
Yeah.
So aren't you there already?
So this is it.
What's the reason why you're not there, Arteta, already?
Because I feel like this is it now. Make or break. This is the season.
So he gets. So if he gets a Sesko,
if he gets the
that's the play he wants. If he gets Sesko, yeah,
exactly. Players that he wants as well,
and players that he wants. There's nowhere for him to hide no more.
Yeah, exactly.
There's nowhere for him to hide.
We have to win the league. As simple as that.
Yeah, you win the Premier League or nothing. That's what it is. Win the Premier League or nothing.
But
that's it.
In saying that, if we got to like 92 points and lost it by a point,
that's still not good enough, Dan.
Very hard to then.
It's still not good enough.
After that, wouldn't it be, Dan? Though,
it's still not good. It's not hard. You haven't won the Premier. You just said it. It doesn't. You said that before as well. If he finishes 1 point behind,
I think it's a bit different.
And he gets to the final of the Champions League.
How many times did Klopp that happened with Klopp? Do you know what I mean? And then in the end, he done it. So how long was Klopp there by the time they won the league?
This conversation. Arteta would not still be the manager at Liverpool. Man United.
They kept Klopp. What it is, they won the Champions League, didn't they? After 4
Chelsea
years, I think.
Arteta would have been sacked at all of those clubs.
Yeah, but Chelsea, you know what I saw if they Chelsea? The front three, if they get Garnacho, innit? It looks like they might be getting
they're going in for Garnacho?
Yeah, it looks like, just rumours, but Garnacho, Delap, and who's the other guy they got from Wolves? Neto. Front three of a club that spent 1.3 billion.
Madness.
Could always be worse, mate. Could always be worse.
Could be a lot worse, but they only finished, 5 points behind us? That's crazy.
5 points, yeah.
That's crazy. And there was shit all season. That says a lot.
We had a bad season. We definitely had a bad season, and we had some horrendous injuries. Let's just hope we can get some signings. Now, let me just ask you. So, who would obviously look? I think there's 2, possibly 3 more signings, and we all hope, we expect them to be attackers. Players that we're linked with, you know what I mean? I'm not going to go and say Yamal. Do you know what I mean? It's not. So, but players that we're linked with that you think of possible. We would let's be generous and pray. Josh, you told us to be excited 5 years ago. Sort it out. Let's say 3 players. Who would you sign? 3 players.
Rodrygo
would be your number 1 choice for left wing. Yeah,
left wing.
Before people say, "Oh, he plays on the right," no, he plays out of position on the right.
Yeah,
and I'll touch on that. Javi Alonso was asked in his press conference about him why he's not playing. He said, "I was tactical." Yeah. He's going to be a big part of the Club World Cup. Not going forward, not our future. Yeah. So I think if the right bid's there, you can't keep all of these players happy. Yeah. And he's not playing in his position. He's not going to play on the left. He's not going to play up top. They got Vinny and Mbappe.
Go and get Rodrygo.
So I would as well.
Go and get Rodrygo and sell Martinelli. That's it. Simple.
But then you have to get another replacement for Martinelli.
He was playing on the left when Martinelli was injured. Trossard, you just do the same job.
Yeah, I'd rather sell Trossard, keep Martinelli.
Didn't we give Trossard a new contract?
There was talks of it. I'm not sure if it's happened.
That's it. Trossard's our backup. That's it. He's more clinical than Martinelli. That's it. That's what I'd say. Go and get Rodrygo.
I prefer Martinelli
up top, Gyokeres. And when I'm saying Gyokeres, he's still an unknown entity in the Premier League as well. But yeah, go and get Gyokeres. Go and get Rodrygo. And who else is there? Who else have we been linked with?
But they're the 2 then. They're the main 2 that you'd go and get, yeah?
Yeah, just simple maths. Just get it done.
You know what I think could be, right? I'm going to say this now. Remember this. Clip this up. I think, obviously, by the way, we'll touch on Miles Lewis-Skelly, who's just signed a 5-year deal. Yeah. Unbelievable news, right? I think the main thing next season for us, no matter who we sign, right, I think is Saka going to that next level next year. I mean, getting 20 league goals, right? Getting to that Mo Salah bracket. I think Saka's got it in him. And I think this is the season now.
Scary though.
This is the season now.
Scary though.
For Saka, right? He's still
injured,
whoever
bro?
we sign, Saka's going to be our best player, right?
Yeah, but
Whoever
what if he
we
gets
sign.
injured, Dan? This
So
is the problem.
I believe Saka is going to go from right up there to there. He's going to go into that top echelon. I think Saka this season, watch this space, mark my words, Saka's going to get player of the season if he stays fit. He is Arsenal.
Don't know.
He is Arsenal.
He is Arsenal, but
and
we don't know that.
he is going to be our best attacker. You can Gyokeres, Sesko, Rodrygo, whoever comes in, Saka is going to be the man. And I'm predicting
it's a toss up.
Saka to get player of the season next year.
He always gets player of the season.
No, for in the Premier League, PFA player of the year. And I'm predicting him to get 20 goals, 10 assists.
He's gonna get burnt out. Yeah. I'm just looking at a man that's just come off a serious injury, came back. He didn't look like the same player when he came back. Yeah. So let's just wait and see what happens. We can't be throwing out these bold statements until we see how he's developing and how his injury's gone. If he gets injured again,
he's back
we
now,
are in a crisis, bro. Yeah. We're in another crisis. We've been in another crisis. This is why I say we need backup. Wanyeri. He's not the backup.
It's good on the right though, Wanyeri.
Yeah. But like I said, when Martinelli was fit, he got benched and Arteta's put Martinelli on the right. Crazy man. I've had enough.
Miles Lewis-Skelly.
Yeah.
5-year deal.
5-year deal. What's he getting now?
I don't think it said, in the report that I read, but I think that's
good stuff.
Yeah,
great stuff.
He's an Arsenal fan. He said, obviously he's come through at the club. He's over the moon.
See him at the stadium with his nan, innit? His grandma.
Yeah, he's proper.
Yeah, proper
stuff. Brilliant news. Who else signed a new deal? Gabriel signed a new deal.
Yeah,
these are big. These are
that was
good
big because there was talk of Gabriel going.
Yeah, exactly. So
yeah, for me, as silky and good as Saliba is, Gabriel's more important for me.
He's the best defender. Yeah, for sure. Definitely.
100%. So yeah, we'll see what happens in the new season, guys. What's gonna happen? Yeah, we will be here. Yeah. Like I said last season, Arsenal fans, yeah, your wins against Man City, your wins against maybe someone like Barcelona in Champions League, this is your trophy next season. This is as good as it's going to get. We might be able to get a little Carabao Cup. With this manager, there's no Premier League coming, unfortunately. Yeah? Accept it. If you accept it, it's not that bad when it happens. There's still a chance. I'm not completely negative. Let's wait until the transfer window closes and then we're going to talk again. But from where I'm standing and being the realist Dan, we're not winning the Premier League. We're not winning the Champions League. It's another season of pain, people. So prepare for the pain. That's what you need to do.
Don't listen to him, guys. Next season, we're going to win the Premier League. Yeah, all right? We're going to win the Premier League. Mikel Arteta, vamos. Right? Mikel Arteta, give the man his flowers. Took the club from in the mud. 20,000 fans turning up at the Emirates, losing to Frankfurt. That's where we were with under Emery, Liechtensteiner, Socrates.
Yeah, you're right.
Bellerin.
He took us from the mud and got us onto the grass. Now you can't get over the hill. Yeah? That's what he's done.
He's climbing that hill.
We're on level ground. We can't get over the hill to the promised land.
He's climbing that hill, right? He's climbing that hill.
All right.
And he's very close at the top. And in next May, he'll be lifting up the Premier League trophy.
And if he's not, he's going to be Arteta out, apparently.
Guys, we're climbing the hill now as well, because this is a new show, as you know, a new podcast.
Comment, subscribe.
Don't forget to
do all of that good stuff.
Comment, subscribe. Check us out on TikTok as well, Goonerz Therapy.
Instagram.
Dan the Gooner, Goonerz Therapy.
Yeah, Goonerz Therapy. I'm only on Instagram, Realist Gooner.
Yeah, we've got a new channel coming soon. With David Speaks Football. We'll be on Football Therapy. Yeah. So watch out for that as well. And yeah,
it's all happening.
We see you soon. Hopefully with some good transfer news to talk about.
Yeah, and if you're watching this, thank you for watching.
Yeah, thanks
and
for watching.
If you're subscribed, thank you for subscribing. All of that good stuff.
Got a bit of breaking news here, folks. Dan's not going to be happy. To be honest, I'm not going to be happy either. Arsenal in active talks to sign Valencia defender Christian Mosquera Fabio Romero has confirmed Arsenal in talks to sign the Valencia. Valencia's Christian Mosquera, described as an incredible, is regarded as a top target for Arsenal as they aim to improve their defensive options.
Where's he play? Centre back, left back?
He's a defender. What is going on, man? More defenders.
Defender.
What is going on?
If it's
Stoke
not
FC.
If it's not a defensive midfielder, it's a centre back. If it's not a centre back, it's a goalkeeper. Nothing attacking. Nothing attacking.
What is going on, man? Come on, man. I wanted to see, like, I'm thinking it's going to be Rodrygo popping up or something. Deal one, Fabio. This is from Fabio as well, so this is good source. Like, this is...
It's crazy.
Let me read a bit more about him. I don't even know who he is. He's a centre-back.
Mosquera, I've heard that name before. It's M-O-S and then a Q in it, isn't it?
Yeah.
Valencia. He might have been... Was it Man United played Valencia last season?
Because, I mean, look, if Gabriel gets injured, you've got Calafiori, because he's left-footed, right? Ben White can cover for Saliba.
Got Kivior
as well. Maybe he's going.
Well, we don't know what's going on behind the scenes, innit?
Yeah.
We don't know what's going on behind the scenes. This is the problem. We just got to wait until that transfer window closes. Once that window closes, we will be back here and we'll be having a serious discussion because I'm not confident.
We'll have to, hopefully we're coming back sooner than later.
We'll see.
But yeah, like and subscribe and drop some comments and let us know what you think, guys.
Love.